Hello everyone, welcome to TGIF, your weekly destination to unlock the latest every Friday. Today we are going to discuss an exciting topic which is data agent in Fabric and how it is transforming the era of research and reasoning when we leveraging it with Azure AI Foundry. And to talk more about this, would like to invite Vishnu Agarwal, Technical Architect at Microsoft Innovation Hub Bengaluru. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi Vishaka, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Vishnu. Vishnu, we are aware about the fact that there are multiple co-pilots when it comes to Microsoft Fabric, which helps us day in, day out to increase the productivity. So, just to make it simple for us, how data agents are different than Microsoft Fabric co-pilot?
Okay, so co-pilots in Microsoft Fabric acts as a companion to you so that you can solve any of your tasks by yourself in an easier way. So let's say you want to write a SQL procedure, we have SQL Copilot. You want to write a data processing activity with a data frame, we have Copilots in Notebook. You want to create a report on the basis of your data, we have Power BI Copilots. All of these are available to use as is in your journey, wherein data agents acts as a task follower for you. So if you want to create a custom Copilot based data agent so that it can reason over the data that you have in your one lake. Within your one lake, you will have data in SQL data warehouse, you can have data in file format in one lake, or you may have data, real-time data in your KQL database. So at times you will ask generic question. So it will internally decide whether I have to write a SQL, a KQL or a Python query and reason over on the top of your data. And you can also provide custom instruction to this data agent so that it can behave the way you want.
Thank you, Vishnu. It means that the data agents are doing the reasoning on the fly.
Yeah.
So, what are those benefits we would leverage if we are using data agents with Azure AI Foundry?
Wonderful question, Vishaka. So imagine that you are doing a customer churn analytics and you want to know which are the top 10 customers who churned this year. So you can simply create a data agent in Fabric and you can ask this question to that and provide customizable instruction. But if you want to know the reason behind that, you have to go deeper in your data and identify key factors which contributed to this churn. So to do that, I'll import my data in AI Foundry from my Fabric as a data agent, and I'll add a code interpreter as a skill on the top of it, which will help me to import open source libraries, do EDA, bring the data to shape, identify other key patterns, and tell me what are the top reasons which contribute to that. So this is a deep research that we can do within AI Foundry, because AI Foundry can bring in other flavors to that. It can add other skills on the top of my Fabric data.
Understood.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Vishnu. Vishnu, could we see the data agent and Azure AI Foundry integration live?
Sure, I'll show you with a demo.
Let's go.
In this particular demo, I'm showcasing a car race scenario where I'm collecting the data from my Xbox from Horizon Forza Horizon 5 game, and we are collecting all the telemetry data of a particular car race in terms of the timestamp and associated acceleration, angular velocity, and tire pressure, and other related information. Every second, hundreds of data points are being collected, and you can see that the data exists in my car race telemetry data. Now, what I'm doing is I'm creating a agent, a data agent in Fabric on the top of this particular table. In my database, I have 5 tables. I have selected only 2 tables, car list and car race telemetry data. And if I have to create a data agent in Fabric, I created and I can ask question on the top. Let's say I said, show me top 10 rows of the car race data. I'd come back with top 10 rows. The step which is completed, it created a simple KQL statement to showcase this top 10 data, right? Then I say, I show me that again, top 10 data from the car race. So it gave me top 10 car race data, which is the telemetry data. Now, if I want to ask more questions, I can do that and I can go on, right? And it will every time, let's say I want to ask the total count in the car race data, it will complete that step in the KQL and give me that. So it is good at this level where I can select the table and I can ask question in natural language to my agent. Step, I created an agent in AI Foundry and I used knowledge source as Fabric to the same data agent which I just created, and I'm trying to ask simple questions first, saying that okay, do I have the car race data available in my database? It goes back to my Fabric environment, says that okay, yes, the car race data is available with respect to acceleration, angular velocity, suspension, tire slip angles, etc. and can show me a sample data as well if I ask him. I've already given the instruction that you have to ground on my data. Now, I ask the question which will require much more deeper analysis. For example, I say, do you see a pattern of accident in my data? And it goes back to my data first and says that, okay, I have necessary that data to perform deeper analysis, and I have to check whether there was a sudden deacceleration or loss of control. But to do that, I need to do deeper analysis and ask my permission to do that. And I said, okay, go ahead and do that. When I say that, it goes back and collects other necessary libraries from open source. Since I've added a code interpreter on the top of it, it checks my data and says, okay, yes, there was a sudden plunge in the acceleration at this particular frequency, and also gave me a graph saying that if there is a sudden drop in acceleration from a point, let's say 80 kilometer per hour to 0, it might be a sign of an accident. Hence, it flagged it as an accident, and also at the same time angular velocity if there was a change in that. So you can see that. Likewise, if I say that, okay, can you help me generate more such patterns like this? It will go back, do the similar kind of analysis, and come back with an answer saying that, okay, yes, I do see more patterns like this, and you can see that on my screen very soon. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to demonstrate, how you can leverage data agent of Fabric within AI Foundry to do deeper analysis and deep research on your data.
This is great, Vishnu. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you everyone for joining us.